Get ready.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fridge Gaming News, where we talk about the news for the next week. So first off, Bethesda has delayed the launch for both Redfall and Starfield to the beginning of 2023. Kind of no shock, this is kind of the normal AAA thing. Starfield is supposed to be the next new IP that's going to be on scale with, like, Fallout and Elder Scrolls, so it's kind of only expected that it's going to be delayed this far, so makes sense. Redfall is being made by Arcane, and Arcane, well, Prey got delayed, I think, a couple times too, so it's kind of not really that shocking of a thing, but still disappointing. Duke Nukem Forever, the 2001 build, got leaked onto 4chan. Kind of weird calling something like this a leak, considering that it probably was people just like, yeah, I'll give you the source code, whatever, and then some guy put them together. But it is a playable build of basically the E3 demo. While the creators of the time say that, oh, this wasn't as playable as you think it is, the demo that they have is playable enough to make it work. They say they have a bunch of the engine and the Unreal script source code, and you can build it yourself. I think there's going to be a lot of modern glue actually holding this together, just because it was never complete. So, like, either there's a lot of people, the way the clips are cutting it is it's showing you the parts that are actually, like, solidly put together, or it's really just glued together by somebody else actually making it work. But you can go get it, play it, or just, like, look up the videos on it. Wild thing about it is that it has a lot of futuristic tech in it, but it also trying to be gritty instead of kind of being your, like, happy-go-lucky Duke experience. In other news, Team Fortress 2 players are still protesting over the bots that are running rampant all over TF2. This hasn't stopped, and IGN decided to report on it now. Valve hasn't done anything about it really at all, because the game, I don't really think, is making money anymore. The players themselves have tried to fight bots with their own bots, and things are just kind of a mess. Even servers that are supposed to have anti-bot technology just get flooded anyway. So, PlayStation releases an ultimate list of all the popular gaming-related terms, such as aggro or ads. Or if we go down to G, you can have the definition for GDDR and grinding, or get good. If you want a fun read where explains literally everything, including Judder. Yeah, it surprisingly covers everything that you need to know. Nickelodeon has announced that it's putting Jenny, Hugh Neutron, and Rocco in the trailer, and Hugh Neutron set the entire world on fire. Mostly because that's more hilarious than putting Jimmy in the game, so that's about where that is. I don't know of anybody who's still playing All-Star Brawl, so exciting, I guess, that they're keep updating it. So you'll be able to get Hugh in the summer and Rocco in the fall, and Jenny came out and it does now. Team Deck got an update. You're now profiles for performance based on whatever games you open. GUI has been fixed for navigating around Steam in the game. There's now better performance from going from offline to online modes. The keyboards have had some things fixed, and the menus have been organized. David Ward, one of the founders of Ocean, has passed away. He died at the age of 75. Ocean is kind of infamous for being the counter to LJN. You had a movie game that didn't go to LJN and was supposed to be made for consoles or made for computers. Ocean pretty much was the creator of it. So Ocean does have a lot of horrible titles under its name, but it does have some okay ones. I mean, it's not something that I would ever scream about, and there are Ocean titles that really do enjoy. Sultan Sacrifice came out. That was the sort of Metroidvania Souls-like game that is currently sitting at a 78 on Metacritic, or on OpenCritic, I mean. And seems like people are mostly enjoying it. A lot of the reviews are 7s and 8s, so it's a playable game. You might have fun, you might get angry at just dying a lot or some kind of... It's just, yeah, I guess the issue is that between the platforming and the Souls-like play, you just don't get the progress as fast. Fun news in Everquest land, there's an Everquest fan server that's been running on, like, the first 3 expansion packs, or the first 2 expansion packs, and a group inside of it have finally decided to kill a giant dragon, which was designed to be unkillable. And as soon as you wake it up, it will go on a tirade and just like stomp across the map and kill everybody. The act of killing it breaks loot drops for all of these people that are related to getting gear for them, and they just go poof off the map. So it created a whole in-game rivalry where one guild was going to take it down, and all the other guilds are trying to stop them. Kind of like your basic Eve moment, but in EverQuest. It's a fun read. I suggest reading it. So AMD's FSR 2.0 finally has reviews and is in some games. So FXR is super Fidelity FX Super Resolution. So what it does is it can draw your game at a lower resolution and then upscale it using land coast scaling to make it into a 4K game. It has a lot of secret sauce underneath the hood that it really, the scaling is not just like your basic, I looked at Wikipedia's level of scaling, versus DLSS, which is NVIDIA's version that uses an AI trained network that you drop on top of it to do its own scaling. In comparison, if you slide the slider back and forth, what you can notice is that the edge is a little bit harsher in FSR, but the contrast and definition is actually better on FSR. Really, this is like a thing that only affects you if you're doing ray tracing or high resolutions, but it is still nice to have. If you're running on like 1080p or like 1440p, I would just suggest still buying the beefy CPU or beefy GPU to get you where you're at. But you don't want to heat your room up, this is probably a better alternative. Thanks for watching this episode of the Fridge Game Reviews. You can catch them live if you go to twitch.tv/6507. I'm also streaming video games there, retro and new. And on every other weekend, I try to host a Final Fantasy XIV club, so you can watch Bartender Cam there. Thanks for watching, and remember, stay cool with the fridge.